Real Catholic Man is a podcast whose mission is to inspire others, to learn together, and to encourage and fortify Catholic men to seek a principled life. Strong men are incredibly important in our culture and in the Catholic faith. Now more than ever, we need a strong male presence in our Catholic communities. We need real men who are not afraid to stand up for their beliefs, hold each other accountable, and spread the word that men need each other. Our families, our church needs us to be as strong as we possibly can be. We will attempt to answer those questions and to help each other to find new solutions. Each week we will feature guests who will help us along our journey to becoming the best and strongest men that we can be, so that we can take that strength back into our homes, our families, our parishes, and our communities. Please come join us along this journey as we learn and grow together. We renew our commitment to be strong male role models.
Hello, my name is Ryan Ayala. I'm really blessed today because we are here with Mr. Tim Mowery. Welcome, Tim.
Thank you. Thank you, Ryan. Yes, I'm Tim Mowery.
Awesome. Well, today I kind of want to talk about something that has kind of been on my heart recently because I have children of my own, and something I've been thinking about is really how do I inspire them to be great? And the reason why this thought kind of came up recently was because I watch basketball. I love basketball. And one of my favorite basketball players right now is Steph Curry. Steph Curry has completely changed basketball. And I grew up playing basketball, so I'm paying attention to a few things. But as you know, Steph Curry is beating all sorts of records. He's the best shooter ever in the history of NBA. He's made over 3,000 threes in the NBA, which is absolutely insane to think about. Insane to think about. So I've been thinking about this and kind of what trying to get into the mind of Steph Curry. What kind of motivates him? What sort of moves him and pushes him to be great? And I remember one time hearing this story when he was in high school from freshman to sophomore year. He was short, and his dad noticed that he was pulling up, shooting from his waist, and then moving up. So his dad, Del Curry, said, "You need to step up. You need to learn how to move your shot from on top of your forehead so you can shoot over higher defenders and really pull from range." And Steph Curry commented how frustrating that summer was because he had to retrain his muscle memory. He had to reposition his shot, and it was very frustrating, but he trusted the process, and he desired to be great. And so I love that story of Steph Curry because it was not a pretty summer for him. He applied this desire to be great, and he did it. And now he's the best shooter of all time because of that summer, because he readjusted his shooting alignment and where he shot from. So all that being said, I think about what is this desire that Steph Curry has? What is this desire that he so strongly desires to really apply into his home life? Well, he has a desire called magnanimity. And in the Catholic Church, we have this beautiful virtue that is starting to come back around in the Catholic world, and that is this virtue called magnanimity. And magnanimity comes from the root words magna, which means greatness, and anima, which means soul. So it's to have a greatness of soul. The best way to think about it, this is kind of a cheeky way to think about it, but remember that scene in Space Jam, Tim, when Michael Jordan is half court and he's stretching to dunk the ball?
Right.
And so St. Thomas talks about magnanimity is a stretching of the mind and the heart towards the goal. And for Catholics, it's heaven. So that's what our topic is on today, is magnanimity, this greatness, desire to be excellent in all things. So I don't know, Tim, where do you see greatness in your own life? Where do you kind of strive to really just be excellent in?
Well, first of all, you pick a word that I can't even say. So I mean, magnanimity. I can't even say the word. So it's like saying synonym or synonym. I can't even say these kinds of words. So, but I can at least understand the concept. So, and I was reading up a little bit on this topic, and certainly simple people can do it too. I was reading a story about a Polish man who, during World War II, when the Nazis invaded Poland, he started these rosary circles, and he had these little rosary circles, and 10 priests came out of those rosary circles. So this gentleman, I'll look up, his name is Jan Tyranowski, but just an incredible story of somebody who, you think about like people that are heroes or legends, or think people that are our children look up to, or people are sports heroes, people that we look up to. And you mentioned, Steph Curry and his ability to grow as a shooter. And I'm always impressed by the way he gets open, like how hard he works to get his shot and how quickly he shoots the ball is truly remarkable. And as a short basketball player myself, I know how hard that is. So, and I was certainly not a shooter. But as far as the going back to the question, as far as seeing greatness, uh, you know, I think a lot about what is my role, and what is my role on this earth. What am I called to be? Who am I, and what am I, in my family and in my community. And I think about just being a father, a provider, a protector, a leader. And sometimes that is in simple ways of, starting a family rosary with my boys on the way to school. Sometimes it could be just doing the things that, even though they may not be popular in the outside world, I've joined a group called Exodus 90, and people familiar with Exodus 90 are pretty familiar with the disciplines and the fraternity there that you develop in Exodus 90, and committing to another group of guys and saying, hey, we want to be better leaders. We want to be better providers. We want to be better protectors for our families. You're committing to a group, and, you go through the asceticisms. And I've done it. This is my third time doing it. My third time through. I've really, focused on the daily prayer, the holy hour, and really tried hard to focus on the meditative aspect of the prayer. And that is, it's a challenge. It's a challenge to find an hour of your day, and let alone 20 minutes. But if you think about it, it's really only 4% of your day. Can I, if I want to be great, and if I want to get to heaven, can I devote 4% of my day towards, God? I mean, of course. So
it's like, it's interesting you say that, because it's sort of like, going back to that Steph Curry moment where he had to kind of relearn his muscle memory, or kind of establish a new muscle memory. And sort of like prayer life, like it's hard to do, because we have to build up this new kind of muscle, this interior muscle, and it's not easy to do.
Right. Well, it's all habit. So, I find that, when I was younger, I could stay out later. I could, eat and drink, what I wanted, and not really, I think of the movie Freaky Friday, have you seen the newer version with Jamie Lee Curtis? And so they change bodies, and she, the daughter's eating French fries, and the mom is in the daughter's body, and they're kind of switched. She's like, you can't eat that. She's like, wait a second. Yes, I can. I haven't had a French fry in like 20 years, because things they affect your body differently as you get older. And being a mid 40-ish gentleman, things affect you differently. But I think it starts with a habit. So for me, if I get to bed by a certain time, then I can get up by a certain time in order to have the habit of prayer and exercise and things that help center my day. And it doesn't mean that day is going to go perfect, because we all know that no matter what you do, there's going to be obstacles and landmines that are thrown your way. So it does at least get you to think about like something specific that you're thinking about, and that prayer. And the one thing I think that's really been beneficial is the examine. So instead of doing, I don't know, what do you do that at night, or do you do that in the morning?
Yeah. So I have the practice of doing it at night before I go to bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always, when I get to nighttime, it's like, if I start to like think about that, I'm like, gone.
Yeah.
just like done. So, I do mine in the morning. So I do my first like morning reflection, and then I do my examine. And it's sort of a reflection on the day before, the day, good, bad, ugly. And then kind of when I think about like what I think about for the next day, I just do it that day. And then I've been in the habit with one of the groups that I've been in. We talk about we gratitude. And I try to write down 3 things that I'm grateful for. And those 3 things can't be the same thing. It can't be like my wife, my kids, my job, basics. It has to be something new and specific every day. And maybe you'll repeat that thing like, a year from now or 90 days or 180 days from now, but you wouldn't even remember that you were grateful for that, that far ago. But anyway.
So I don't know if you know, do you know the story behind Jan Tyranowski? Do you know one of the priests who came out of that rosary group? Do you know who that is?
I do. Yeah. John Paul II.
John Paul II. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love hearing the story of John Paul II loved Jan Tyranowski so much that when he became Pope, he actually had pictures of him in every single room of his apartment.
Did he really?
Because he loved Jan Tyranowski so much. He actually attributed him very, very, very powerful and influential for his vocation, especially when it came to John Paul II writing his dissertation on St. John of the Cross. A lot of that was inspired by Jan Tyranowski. But anyways, I completely forgot about that connection there. But so let me ask you this, because something that again I think about too is, okay, fine. If the Lord in baptism gave us this desire, this virtue of magnanimity, to be great towards all things, we know that the evil one is going to try to do the opposite, right? And so there's a vice, or the opposite of magnanimity is called pusillanimity. Pusillanimity.
Great. Pick another word I can't even say.
So actually, that word comes from a very derogatory word that sometimes guys use, where they call each other the P word. That's rooted in this word. And this word means, if magnanimity means to have a greatness of soul, well, this word pusillanimity means to have a smallness of soul. And so, I don't know, I was thinking about like, fine, like if I want to be great in all things, well, I also have to be aware that the devil's going to try to shrink me, or like try to put things in my head or put things in my life that's going to want me to like retreat and not actually be great.
Right.
What do you think about that? Well,
it called to mind something like where you think about like the simple, mundane, like jokes or whatever, like if you're on the golf course with a group of guys, and how simple you could be led down a road towards very simple-minded nonsense. And it's easy to say for people to start talking about, like you think about like potty humor, and unnecessary things that don't strive you towards greatness. And if you think about I've heard it before, somebody said that you're the average of the 5 people that you hang out with. And that's kind of true, because if you want to hang around with people that are going to bars and partying, and that's kind of what you're going to be. But if you're going to be somebody that wants to hang around people that strive towards greatness, that want to read great literature, want to serve mass, become sacristans or become deacons in the church, you're kind of hanging out with 2 different crowds. And so you can see it. It becomes way more apparent, when you're younger. I guess you don't really think about some of those things, but as I've gotten older and I think about my influence on my kids, and just in general, who I'm around and things that we choose and to do or not do, the example that I want to give to my kids, and how I speak and how I react, or maybe jokes that I tell. And I love being silly. I mean, I'm definitely from the personality types, I'm the sanguine for sure. But I'm a sanguine all day, every day. I'm a sanguine. I don't even think I have a secondary. Like, I'm just a sanguine all day.
Sanguine all day, 100%.
But if you're sanguine too much, like to an end, then you're never never contemplating anything. You never stop and think, and you never I think that's important, to be aware of who you are and the example that you bring to your children, and to how other people see you. You may not know how they see you. They may think you're a big jerk, but if you're doing the right thing for your family and for your children, and I think it shows through. I think it does.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because like one way that I feel as if, the evil one tries to have me retreat or kind of shrink back into just to adopt a smallness of heart of some sorts, is even like, as I'm pulling up to my house, I'm realizing like I'm exhausted. I just got done driving on a freeway that's packed. It took me about 40 minutes to get home. My air conditioner, my car is currently not working. It's Arizona. It's hot.
At
So I'm
least
kind of
it's winter.
frustrated.
At least it's winter time.
That's true,
and it's a dry heat, so you're okay.
Yeah, when people say that, it's so funny. But I remember, like, I think about this, that I'm in my car, I'm about to enter to my home, and I can think about 10 million reasons as to why I deserve to go on my couch and like nap for a little bit before I like take on the kids. But then I remember a quote that one of my friends, great, husband and father, wisdom he imparted on me one day. He said, always, before you go home, before you enter your house, always assume that your wife has had a harder day than you have.
And she probably has.
She probably has.
And she didn't get paid for it either, by the way.
She didn't get paid for it.
No.
And even just that small reminder is a great way for me to not retreat back into my own kind of selfish cave of all the reasons why I need to rest, and just kind of, all right, let's be great when I get home right now. Let's be great to my wife. Let's be great to my kids. And let's get going. Let's be present. So those are kind of the things that I've been kind of being more aware of throughout my day.
Do you have a sign outside your house that says "Dad like a champion" that you can tap before you walk in?
No, that's a great idea.
You know what I mean?
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Just Dad like a champion, and you come in or come out, out the doorway. But yeah, I think that's an interesting thing. One thing that I've done before when I don't know what else to do, I just sprinkle the house with holy water, like every single doorway. Like if honestly, if there's something going on that's like just chaotic, and it's like, I don't know what is going on with what's wrong with the people that live around me. And maybe it's me, but I douse myself too, but I just sprinkle like every single doorway, every room. I mean, it gets so the sacramentals are very important. You don't know, sometimes you don't know what to say. Sometimes you don't know what to do, and you do need some divine inspiration. So
for sure.
Yeah. Well, awesome.
Well, thanks everyone. Yeah. Thanks for anyone who tuned in to our first video podcast. And, and thank you for being patient with us when we're trying to unpack magnanimity. It is a hard word, but it is a virtue that, again, we're starting to see come back in the workplace, among leadership conferences, and it's really rooted in Aristotelian and Thomistic thought. So we know it's coming from a great tradition in our church and in our Christian Western civilization. So I'm really excited to talk about this. I think this is a great way to kind of launch off, future podcasts, because at the end of the day, Tim and I are just, two dudes who desire to be great and really want to give everyone tuning in the best that we have as you deserve. So thank you for tuning in. Any last sort of thoughts, Tim?
No, thank you. And maybe Ryan will pick a word that I can spell next time and say. So take care.
Awesome. Thanks.
Today's podcast episode of Real Catholic Man is brought to you by DiscountCatholicStore.com. Discount Catholic Store is building the world's largest e-commerce platform for Catholic and other religious items. With new products online every day, this is an incredibly dynamic group. Discount Catholic Store is more than just a website and a store. It is a community of spirited and committed Catholics who want to help get souls to heaven. Discount Catholic Store donates all profits to Catholic causes, and they want desperately to help you find anything that you're looking for. Please visit DiscountCatholicStore.com and join this community. Join their email list. Follow them on social media and participate in this growing movement. Get in on the action at Discount Catholic Store. It is truly a religious experience. Discount Catholic Store is a small business owned and operated by genuine and authentic followers of the Catholic faith who are seeking only to help you reconnect to the Catholic Church, stay connected, and engaged. Please visit DiscountCatholicStore.com today to receive some free promotional information. Hey, congratulations! You listened all the way to the end. Now, do us a favor. Please like and subscribe to our podcast, and you'll get alerted when we make new episodes, and you can keep the fun going. All right. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Thanks again.